Viewer discretion is advised. Go where no man has gone before. It'll make your head spin real bad.
Broadcasting live from 59-degree downtown Cleveland, it's station WDWL TV, home of not one, but 2 stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame and an Oscar. And, of course, we know the flashing G stands for your host, me, Grumpy. Oh, yeah, we're brought to you by Grumpy Vulture Productions. Wires all over the place. So, how is everybody doing tonight? I wish the goddamn weather would get warmer in this city. Jesus Christ. I'd like to turn the furnace off already. I'll have to take stock out and what the hell's the name of that? It used to be East Ohio Gas. Then it was Dominion East Ohio, and now it's some bridge of some kind. More goddamn names, more confusion. Well, let's just say you would have had to have a hammer and chisel to wipe the smile off my face after I ate last night. Oh, God, talk about being in cuisine heaven. Oh, my word. The mac and cheese was outstanding. And that ham, I'll tell you what, over the years, I have had just about every kind of ham on earth. That ham is unbelievable. They raise their own hogs and they cure their own hams and their own bacon. And her uncle drove up here, get this, from Daleville, Alabama, in Dale County. And he brought hams up for all the family up here. And, oh, God, she made 2, and I must have a third of the second ham and the bone so I can make split pea and ham soup. Oh, man. Like I say, in order to get the smile off this face last night, you would have needed a hammer and a chisel. Unbelievable.
Wow!
That's what I said. The family has been down there for over, she said, 125 years. And for 125 years, they cure their own hams and their own bacon. They raise their own hogs. And it's just basically for family. They might sell, a couple at a roadside stand, but nothing commercial. I'll tell you what, they should commercialize because, like I say, I have had just about every ham on earth. What they do to cure that ham, absolutely outstanding. And there's enough ham there right now for me to have ham sandwiches all through probably next week, which won't piss me off at all. And the mac and cheese, oh, talk about heavenly. Like I say, I'm not a mac and cheese person. You know, my mother, the person who could burn boiling water, that was about the only thing she could make. Come home from school, guess what I made? Mac and cheese. Blah! It was the only mac and cheese that you could literally throw it against the wall and the whole plate would stick. Nastiest stuff on earth. I'm surprised that I was able to actually grow up. Oh, and then today I got, what did I do? Oh, I put them away. I got another order of Momofuku noodles. Momofuku noodles. They are outstanding. I ordered what they call spicy and tingly. So I got my order today, and I got a gift. I got a gift. Free chopsticks in a velvet case. I don't know how the hell to use chopsticks. $10 value, it says. Free chopsticks. I guess what I'll do when I'm eating the Momofuku noodles, I'll lay them next to the bowl. And that'll be authentic while I use my fork. Yeah. Momofuku noodles. Supposedly, it's a worldwide known restaurant. They sell these noodles worldwide. Momofuku. They are outstanding. They really are. I'm not into ramen and all that other stuff. I saw the ad, and it said, your first order, 50% off. So I says, I'll take a chance. So I ordered the miso, and I ordered the tingly. I can't remember what the third one was. I didn't care for the other two, but the tingly. So I haven't ordered in a while because I have to, be in the mood to eat Momofuku noodles. So it says, I get an email the other day. We missed you. Where have you been? If you place an order, we'll give you 50% off and a free gift. So for 50% off, I ordered the Momofuku tingly noodles, and my free gift was chopsticks. don't know how to use chopsticks. So what I will do, when I have my bowl of Momofuku tingly noodles, I will set the chopsticks next to the bowl and then eat them with my fork. I don't know how the hell they... Marianne knows how to use chopsticks. And she told me, oh, there's nothing to it. And she took out 2 pencils and she was like this. I said, it's easy for you. I mean, she picked them up and you use like these 3 fingers. I can't get them to work. So I have a nice $10 gift of choppy sticks. I didn't even take them out of the package here. Let's open the package and see what the choppy sticks look like. Okay, here we go. Choppy sticks. They even have little grooves in them. Choppy sticks. Don't know how to use them, but I got a free $10 gift. I wouldn't have paid $10 for choppy sticks, but since they sent them for free, nice fancy little case with a, looks like a peach. Another dust collector for my office. Glue a clothespin in between them. I'll have to experiment. That would hold them together, and you could open and close them. Now I'm going to have to find... I know where my glue gun is. I think I'm out of glue sticks. I would have never thought of that. What I'll do tomorrow, because I have to find glue sticks, I'll kind of tape them and see where to position the clothespin on the chopsticks. I like that idea. I would have never thought of that. Then I could eat with the choppy sticks. I have a bag of clothespins downstairs because there's clotheslines, and a lot of times I air dry stuff. I'm going to try it. It could work. It could work. Because the clothespin opens and closes. You put the chopsticks on, open, close. It just might work. I thought maybe you had done it. I'm going to try it. And if it works, I'll show you. It could work. I don't know how you just pulled that out of the air, but it could work. I just have to figure where to position the clothespin so that the chopsticks close, and then I could open and close them. I'm going to try it. It could work. And then my free $10 gift won't go to waste. Because otherwise I would use them to stick in a pot and tie a plant to them. Unreal. I'm going to try that. Yeah, you put that up in the chat, and I figured, oh, Kathy's been eating Chinese food, and she knows how to use chopsticks. That's a possibility. That way I wouldn't have to try to figure out how to finger them. Good suggestion. Where's a shot? What have I got to lose? Here I thought you were giving me your professional opinion. Well, if you want to learn how to use chopsticks, glue them to a clothespin.
Wow!
Oh, man, I'll tell you, I watched a video today, and Judge Gauthier, I think that's how you pronounce his name, Gauthier, in his courtroom. Oh, my God, you talk about a lawyer that needs to go for speech class. This guy needs to take a public speaking course. Oh, Jesus Christ. Every other word was Your Honor, my client, Oh, I wonder if this guy ever watches one of the videos from court where he's standing up talking. In his 10-minute rendition of describing his client, he must have said 200 times. It was so irritating. And this guy's an attorney. Oh, you saw it too? Didn't it irritate the fuck out of you? He had shit written down. It's not like he was winging it off the top of his head. Well, Your Honor, my client, Jolfa Beats, does have a bit of a record and a couple of felonies, and but he's going to some rehab, and he's been taking classes, and oh, Jesus Christ. I mean, I have watched, and it seems like anybody under the age of 40 can't fucking talk without saying or like. I don't know which one irritates the shit out of me more. Or like. my neighbor's daughter is like, well, like I was at the store, and I was shopping, and like somebody came by me, and like I thought I knew him, and like I didn't. Oh, geez, I want to slap the shit out of people. Where is their thought process? It's obvious they don't have one. But this is the perfect example of what I have been saying, which has been wrong from day one, the old no child left behind. Push them through and get them out. I don't know how this lawyer ever got out of law school. Because in law school, you have to get up and argue cases. And I would be guaranteed that if they were arguing before a professor and he kept going, well, the professor would flunk him. And then tell him, take a public speaking course. Learn how to fucking talk without saying Somebody should put that video on a thumb drive and send it to him and say, here, watch yourself in court and listen to how stupid you sound.
Duh.
And you can actually tell somebody that either took a public speaking course or really has a perfect thought process, because Judge Gauthier rattled off about 10 minutes worth of stuff and never said once. Oh, you had a lot of required courses back in the day. They did away with them just to get kids out of school. In junior high, we had every shop class. We had wood shop. We had metal shop. We had electronics shop. We had auto mechanic shop. I mean, they were preparing kids for possible jobs when they graduated. And if you wanted, you could take more shop classes in high school. You could take like advanced wood shop or advanced metal shop, advanced auto mechanics. And the girls had what they called back in the day home ec. And girls learned how to run a household, how to cook, how to sew. Not anymore. So? Oh, no, you throw shit away. Buy new. So? Patch clothes. Oh, That's unheard of. Wear a pair of slacks with a patch in them? Holy shit! You must really be poor. Oh, I remember they called it team teaching English we had in high school. There were 3 teachers, and they had room divider, and maybe one day you had your teacher. Then the next day they opened the dividers, and all 3 classes were combined, and we would have debates. And you learned the proper way to speak. Today, schools don't teach any skills whatsoever. I was never embarrassed to wear jeans with patches in them. Jesus Christ, look at the shit that these kids wear today. All the jeans are ripped to shit. Those would be clothes that Goodwill they'd throw in the dumpster. Oh God, look at how torn these jeans are. Oh no, not today. Let's wear jeans that are so fucking ripped they barely stay on. And they call it fashion. And in home ec, they taught girls not only how to sew, they taught them how to knit, they taught them how to crochet. Valuable skills. Because back in the day, you had to crochet a lot of doilies to cover the bad spots in the furniture. Because your parents couldn't afford to throw it away. So there were doilies all over. God, I remember every girl that I dated in high school had a sewing machine. Because there were nights I'd say, gee, you want to go up to McDonald's? I have to sew my dress. Okay, I'd sit there and watch her sew. Brr, 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 brr. Christ, one time she used me as a modeling dummy. Put this on. What? Put this on. Well, I have to take it in over here. I have to take it in over here. Well, I have to a little bit up here. Take it off carefully. Don't knock any of the pins out. Don't tell anybody I was wearing a dress. They'll get the wrong idea of me. Yeah, I wanted to go up to McDonald's. I have to sew my dress. Can you put it on? What? I need a modeling dummy. Oh, now you're calling me a dummy. Okay, I need you to put the dress on and model it for me. I need to take it in a few spots. Take it off careful. Those were the days before cell phones and cameras. I'd have been on the internet. Yeah, instead of going to McDonald's, we sat while she sewed. Keep me company. You want me to run up to McDonald's and get you something? No. I have to finish my dress. Can I turn on the TV? No, it'll distract me. Okay, I'll put it on. I probably wasn't the only one. I bet you my buddies were putting on dresses too. Well, except my really large buddy, because his girlfriend was really tiny. They learned a skill. I'll tell you what, I wish I could. We used to have several. And the shops closed up because I actually need to get a hold of a seamstress. I did something really stupid. I got in the car with a screwdriver in the back pocket of my brand new jeans. And I ripped a hole in the pocket. Brand new jeans. I need to find somebody to patch the hole in my jeans. Can't find a seamstress anywhere. And I don't care how it's patched, but I can't put anything in that pocket because it'll fall out. And I really would like to wear, well, I could wear them, but I can't put anything in that pocket. It was like the second or third time I wore them. I forgot I had the screwdriver. I got in the car, and I no sooner slid across the seat, and I was like, oh, shit. Took the screwdriver slowly out of the pocket, got out of the car, stuck my hand in the pocket, and was like, oh, crap. 3/4 of the pocket's torn open. No matter, if I put a handkerchief in, it falls out. And that's my handkerchief and pocket knife pocket. Can't find a seamstress. There used to be one right up the corner. Right up in the corner. Closed. Go on. Building empty. I looked inside. Ain't nothing in there. It's a lost art. I even asked a lot of my neighbors, do you have a sewing machine? No. I need a patch sewed on my pocket. The one neighbor told me, go buy a needle and thread. Oh, yeah, right. I don't know how to sew. But back in the day, almost every household had a sewing machine. I'll tell you what, I would love to have had my grandmother's. What an antique that was. That singer was her mother's. and it was they called it a treadle. You pumped it. You didn't plug it in. You unfolded it out of the, oh man, this thing weighed more than a goddamn engine from a semi. You flipped it open, the top flipped to the side, and then you reached in and you pulled up the sewing machine and you put the retainer board in. And while you were putting the retainer board in, you had to put the belt around the wheel. And then in order to make the machine work, it had a foot pedal and you pumped it. But I'll tell you what, that thing was heavy. I would have liked to have had it just for the antique effect. And she had, oh God, it was a giant ironing machine. She called it a mangle. I'm pretty sure that's what she called a mangle. And it had a giant iron, and you fed the clothes in, and it was motorized, and it would slowly press the clothes and bring them out. She used that thing for everything. My grandmother was so fussy, she ironed underwear. Matter of fact, her original iron, she would put on the stove to heat it up. That's how they, back in the day. But every single household had a sewing machine. And a lot of households had typewriters. Although you had to have a little bit of money to buy a typewriter. Basically, our generation's word processor. I still have mine. I still have my typewriter from junior high when we had typing. It's neat. It's in a little case. You put it down and you take the top off, and there's the typewriter right there. I can't remember what they call it, like a convertible or something. Matter of fact, about a year ago, I put a new ribbon on it. Every now and then I bring it out, because sometimes there's things that need to be typed. And it's strange using it. It really is. I remember back in the day, God, I used it all the time. Type letters, type this, type homework. I might, it's in the closet. I might drag it out one day. Oh, God, yes. Yes, I forgot about that. Yeah. A couple of my girlfriends took shorthand. they'd show me them squiggles, and I'd be like, what the hell is this shit? It's almost like a court reporter's thing. My buddy's daughter is a court reporter. And, well, she's got the newer electronic one. And they used to print on, it looked like cash register tape. Well, now it prints to a laptop. But she's got that little machine with that tiny keyboard on it. But yeah, I remember in high school, they had the, oh God, you can still buy the pads, steno pad. She had her steno pad and would put them little squiggles down. And I would look at it and go, what the hell is this shit? And then she'd sit there and read it off to me. I'm like, how the hell did you get that out of that? Oh, I brought something in. A phone lineman's telephone. I told you I had one. I dug it out the other day. It's got the what we used to have, a rotary dial. Dial the telephone. That's the way we used to make calls back in the day. Dial the telephone. Yeah, it's a lineman's headset from Ohio Bell. With the wires to connect it to the telephone box. Yeah, when my buddy retired, he gave it to me. He said, I don't want this piece of shit. He says, you're into collecting weird crap. Yeah. Hello, call home. E.T., call home. That's the way we used to make phone calls. Yeah. Hello? Grumpy calling. Yeah, the good old rotary dial phones. Matter of fact, I have a rotary dial phone out in the hall closet. The only thing is, when I had that internet phone system, the rotary dial phone wouldn't work. I had to go out and buy a phone. And then I make fun of my landlord collecting a bunch of shit. Well, at least my house isn't, anything near his. I just have a lot of weird shit like that. I like to bring that kind of stuff out and show the young kids in the neighborhood. This is the way we made phone calls. And the phone was connected to the wall. It wasn't like you could go out and walk up and down the street. Well, if you had a cordless, but you couldn't walk far. But yeah, they loved the typewriter. Last summer, I brought it out. I had a little table, and I brought it out, and I put it out front, and I put paper in it. And the little kids in the neighborhood were having fun. I said, yeah, this is how, no computer, no email. You would type a letter, put it in an envelope, put a stamp on it, and you waited until the postal carriers delivered it to where you were sending it. And then they wrote an answer, and you had to wait for the answer to come back through the postal service. So if you wrote your sweetheart in another state a letter, it might take a month to complete a conversation. Because you couldn't afford long-distance calls back in the day. They were expensive, not like today. I could get on my cell phone and call London. No problem. Not back when I was growing up. For the longest time, we had a party line. Try explaining that to a young kid. We had a party line. Oh, a line for parties? No. You were connected with somebody else's phone line. And if they were on the phone, you couldn't make a call. But if you were sneaky, you could listen. If they didn't hear the click when you picked up the phone, you could listen to... Like we were connected with my next door neighbor. And there was a house full of teenage girls. Every now and then I'd pick that phone up real slow. And I learned that you take the mouthpiece out. Because the mouthpiece would pop out. And then you could listen. And you didn't have to worry about somebody hearing you listening. Oh, yeah. You got that shit right. Because anybody that had a party line, they were listening. They would get the good gossip and then spread it through the neighborhood. Yeah. Yeah, party lines were dangerous back in the day. But like I say, our party line was with the neighbor next door. And they had 4 teenage girls. And boy, did I have some interesting phone calls. Yeah, I learned from my buddy. Take the mouthpiece out. It comes out. Now, the earpiece was wired in. You couldn't take the top out, but you could take the bottom out. And then you very carefully would pick up one end of the receiver. That way you could put your finger on the button. And then you would very slowly ease the button up so it wouldn't click. And then you could listen. And boy, did I get some dirt on my neighbor girls. Oh!
Wow!
Yeah, party lines back in the day. Now, we were only connected with one. Some party lines were multiple, where there were 4 or 5 houses connected to the same circuit. And man, could you get some dirt on people. After a while, my father had had enough, because there were times he would need to call White Motors, or they would need to call him, because he was the head supervisor of the assembly lines. And if something went haywire, they would have to call him. Then he'd have to go down to 79th and St. Clair. And there would be a lot of times they say, Jesus Christ, do you ever get off the phone? And my father would be like, I got a party line. As a matter of fact, his boss gave him a raise so that he could afford a private line. And the party line ended, and I was like, oh shit. Now I don't know what's going on with the girls next door. Yeah, there were some party lines that were 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 houses on one. Man, those people I felt sorry for, because if you had to make a phone call, you'd literally have to get on the phone and say, hey, I need to make a phone call. Can you cut your short, please? And then you had to hurry up and dial before somebody else got on the phone. Yeah, party lines were a pain in the ass back in the day. You try to explain this to young kids today, and they're like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about, old man. I grew up with it. I know what I'm talking about. But you had to be very gentle letting that button up. Because if somebody heard a click and nobody speaking, they'd be like, who's on the phone? Somebody pick the phone up. I heard it click. Then you'd have to very carefully push it down. Oops. Although if the girls were yakking and my father had to make a phone call, all he would do is pick the phone up and down. Click, 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 click. Then you'd hear him, well, we have to get off the phone. Grumpy Senior needs to use the phone. Yeah, the shit that we went through growing up. Now today, everybody has a cell phone. Christ, it's disgusting to drive past a grade school and see first graders coming out with their cell phones. Oh yeah, my father'd get pissed off if he had to make a call and the girls were yakking away. He'd just stand by that wall phone and pick that just enough to click it. Click it. Then he'd pick it up and you'd hear him go,
Oh, Mr. Grumpy Sr. needs to use a phone. I'll have to call you later and tell you about Susie.
Then later on, I had my extension phone in the basement. I would slowly pick it up and, oh, that's what you wanted to talk about Susie for. Oh, if her mother ever knew. Yeah, boy, could I get some dirt. I'd see Susie in school and go, I know your secret. And she'd turn bright red. Who told you?
I'm not telling, but I know your secret. I know what you did.
Then she'd be bribing me. Don't tell anybody. What do you want? I'd tell her what I wanted, and she'd slap my face. Okay, I got the hint. Because almost every household had a party line. Then my father ruined it. I remember when he came home from work and go, I got a raise today. My mother was like, oh, really? Yeah. The raise was so that we could afford a private line. And then about 2 days later, there went the party line. I was depressed. I couldn't get dirt no more. Oh yeah, me too. Now, in order to get you, I'll get you. I'm gonna hang up on you. There. Back in the day, you bang. Good thing they made the phones out of really heavy plastic. Because there were some people, man, they'd slam that. Boy, you knew they hung up on you. Now, oh, I'm going to fix them. I'm going to hang up on them. Are you ready? Take this. There. You lose the effect. The only drawback to a cell phone, you can't hang up like you used to. Although before you hang up, you could slam your cell phone on the table, but then you'd break it. Yeah, you kind of lose the effect pushing the button. There. Take that.
For Pete's sake!
I'll fix you. Watch how hard I hang up. There. The call just disconnects. No noise, no nothing. Back in the day, oh man, you could wind up and slam that phone down. And the person on the other end knew you were pissed. Not today.
Oh, forget it.
The drawbacks to the cell phones. You could hang up on somebody and they don't know if you were pissed off or you lost the connection. Now you're satisfied on one end. I mean, I would be like, oh boy, I got him. I hung up on him. Then you have to put your finger in a cast because you broke it. Oh, the days of landline telephones. Now you could really hang up if you had a wall phone too, because you could slam that sucker. Pray that you didn't break the cradle. Not today. Person on the other end is like, oh, we lost the connection. Well, I guess the argument's over. Oh, I got good news today. Tomorrow, I get to give the old Corvette a 360 look, a walk around, check the car out completely, look under the hood. I can't take a battery with me because I don't have one. Because I'd like to know if it was turnover at least. Yep. Grumpy's going to get a lot of pictures tomorrow. And really give that car a total look over. I guess I'll take a bar and some sockets and see if I could at least see if the engine's loose. If I can't bar that engine over, there are going to be problems. But yeah, he sent me a text message this morning. I'm going to be over at the other house. You want to look at the Corvette? Yep, I do. I want to see if the top will go up and down. It better be a manual. If that thing's an automatic, oh, am I going to be depressed? Because that year Corvette had a 6-speed in it. God, my buddy's got a Camaro with a 7-speed. Jesus. More gears than roadway. But the problem is, if I can't hear it run, I don't know how good the clutch is, if it's got a manual. I guess I'm going to have to get him to come back when I have a battery and see if the engine will turn over. I doubt if it'll start. Goddamn gasoline got to be 7, 8 years old in that thing. Be all varnish. Although, I really wouldn't want it to start. Because then I can offer less. Tell them, hey, can't hear it run. I ain't going to offer you big money for something I don't even know it even runs. I have the sneaking suspicion, though, because Jim was a little strange. A little. He might have bought that for a cheap price because it's got really shitty paint. And I think his idea I don't know this for sure. My guess is he was going to take it to a body shop and have a cheap paint job put on it and then flip it. I'm not sure. Because it's got, the paint's nasty on that thing. Oh, God. But something tells me that could have been the plan. But problem is, Jim never got around to projects. Like the Passat, you know. Oh, I'll get it running and sell it one of these days. It's on the project list. Yeah, well, Grumpy got it running. Yeah, my project, almost $3,000 in that car, and I'm still fixing it. I still got to get the window fixed. Got to get the key cut, the key fob programmed. But if that, you know, there's a possibility that is what he bought it for. He figured, you know, I'm just thinking out of the box. He figured, I'll buy this thing cheap. I'll put a cheap paint job on it. It'll look nice and pretty. And then I'll double my money. The problem is, Jim never got around to doing anything. He just collected cars. 9 cars. 9 frickin' cars. And 2 motorcycles. Everything just sat. He'd buy it, and it was going to be his next project. Like that Porsche. Oh, God, was that car sad. Really sad. That car sat the longest. That Porsche sat for 12 years. And the kid that bought it's going to restore it. I said to the kid, when you get done, you are never going to get your money out of that car. No matter what, you are never going to get your money out of that car. Because people don't care how much labor you put in. And this kid's going to have to put a lot of labor in restoring that car. Now, he might be restoring it just to restore it. But if he thinks he's going to restore it and sell it, there is no way no way. I told him, I said, hey, it's not that valuable to begin with because it's a baseline, no frills Porsche 944. It's got the dinky 4-cylinder turbo engine in it. It's not a high power. It's an entry-level Porsche. Like the Corvette. This Corvette is an entry-level car. It's a base car with no frills. It don't have the big high-performance engine in it. It's just a baseline Corvette convertible. So it's not worth a lot of money. And the way it's sitting, it's worth even less. Because before I do anything, I got to put 4 tires on it. The tire shop up the street has 4 used tires that have 70% tread left on them. I'm looking at $1,000 just for tires. Because brand new tires are like $800 a piece. Because you got to put them ultra high performance tires on it. I don't need ultra high performance tires. It ain't going to, grocery getter up to the corner. I'm not taking it to no drag strip. Even cheap, believe me, I've been researching that. Even brand new cheap tires are $400 each. If you want to put the ones on that came from the factory, they're $962 a tire. That's why only rich people owned Corvettes back in the day. Because the average idiot like me, I still, everybody keeps telling me, you are stupid. You're basically buying a piece of junk. I said, well, I always wanted to own a Corvette. If I can get the thing running in safe condition, it's only going to go for groceries. I'm not planning on going any great distance with it because I wouldn't trust it no matter what I did with it. The object is to get it running, and that's it. I'm not going to touch the paint. Now, if I can get it running and it don't cost me a lot of money, then I'll wrap it. Because I can buy wrap really cheap. But I know if it runs, and the clutch is okay and the transmission's okay, it's going to need brakes all the way around. Because I could guarantee everything is all seized up. So you're looking at tires, you're looking at brakes, a decent tune-up, which is a pain in the ass because you got to crawl underneath it to get the spark plugs out. Can't get them out from up top. Got to put it up on jack stands, crawl underneath. So my objective is to get it in a safe running condition. Just so that I can go 4 blocks this way and go 10 blocks that way. Maybe drive it to my doctor's appointment. Maybe. I don't know if I would trust it going to Parma. Although I'd look cool pulling in the hospital parking lot in a Corvette convertible. A ragged-looking Corvette convertible. All the nurses would laugh. Go, Jesus Christ! Look at that. He rescued it from a scrapyard. Yep. That's about it. I'm rescuing it from pull-apart. And if it's too bad, I'll have to pass on it. Which I hate that thought. My only chance to own a Corvette, and it might go in the sewer. I'd have to get me one of them hot rodders hats, though. Like the old people wear, that slouch hat, you know. Pulling the marks with the top down. Kind of look out of the corner of my eye and see if anybody's watching. The chick magnet. The only chick I'll get is probably some homeless woman asking me for a ride. Yeah, that's the way I look at it. If I can get from point A to B and back to A, I mean, I'm about 4 blocks this way and about 10 blocks that way. And about 5.5 blocks to my doctor appointment, my pain management doctor. Because he's just up the street, right at 150th and I-71. If I tool around the neighborhood and I feel I could trust it, I'd take it to Parma. But I am not going any great distance in that car. Like my sister said, oh, if you get it running, come on out to my house. She lives in fucking Vermilion. I wouldn't trust the car going that far. I need it to be close in case it breaks down. Because I know how a car deteriorates from sitting. I have one. A cheap $200 car that so far I've got almost $3,000 in repairs. Now, if you look on the other side, I could not buy this car for that kind of money. In the condition that it's in now, it would be a $6,000 or $7,000 junker. So I can't really bitch about it. Yeah, I can. But I couldn't buy the car for that kind of money. I see what kind of crap is on Faceplant Market Space. And I mean crap. Oh, I can't believe that Honda van, the rolling dumpster, sold. Somebody bought that shit box. I went and I looked and it said sold. Oh God, I can't believe somebody bought that thing. It had more crap in it. But somebody bought it. They probably pulled up to a dumpster and emptied it. I didn't think that thing would ever sell. Whoever bought it was desperate for a vehicle, I'll say that. It's obvious they didn't look over the pictures too well. I mean, that thing was trashed from front to back. You name it. Old food wrappers, half-eaten bags of Cheetos, broken baby seats, just full of trash. Like P.T. Barnum always said, there's a sucker born every minute. Oh, yeah, everybody thinks everything is worth a fortune. They really do. It's sad. I see, you know, one day I just picked out shit to look at. Yard tools, you know, cars, yard tools, stereo systems. The shit that people put on market space, and they ask retail. But you know, unfortunately, people actually buy that shit. But whoever bought that Honda van, unbelievable. I was shocked to see it sold. I really was. The only thing I kind of figure is maybe somebody bought it for parts. Because it was filthy. There was shit spilled on the seats. There were big stains. The carpeting looked like somebody dumped a couple of quarts of motor oil. I mean, it was something that you would see in pull-apart. And someone bought it. I was shocked. Because it needed a starter, a battery, and a water pump. And it was a rolling dumpster. I don't know. I bet the people that sold it are laughing their ass off. Oh my God, I can't believe that guy bought that thing. Yeah, I can't believe somebody bought that thing. I should have saved the picture. Because it was a dumpster. You could tell the people had kids. I mean, there was a bag of spilled popcorn in the back end of it, and a half-eaten bag of Cheetos, and not to mention food wrappers and old McDonald's bags. It was like, okay, we're going to McDonald's. What do we do with all this stuff? Oh, just throw it in the back. Okay. But it sold. I looked at the ad today. Big sold across the screen. Because if you remove the ad, it'll say removed by seller. This one said sold. Although maybe they sold it to a scrapyard. I don't know. There was another one, too, that was really nasty. Oh, it was a Volkswagen Jetta. You know, a Volkswagen Jetta. Besides being trashed, the driver's seat was all torn. That sold too. Evidently, people, I would tend to think either a boneyard bought it or somebody bought these things for parts. And the Jetta had a big rot hole in the door. The heels of the fenders were all rusted off. The only reason I looked at it was because it was a manual. And I was like, well, I could fix some of it. I mean, I could go buy cheap aftermarket fenders or go to Pull Apart and yank some fenders. There ain't nothing to them nowadays. Matter of fact, I still got to go to Pull Apart and figure out how to put them fog lights on the goddamn Jetta or on the Passat. I did check. The 3 cars are still there. Now, if what I need is still there, I got to do that. We get a nice day, I got to go to Pull Apart because I got to figure out how they mount them goddamn fog lights in that bumper. Because I got the whole kit. I can't send it back. And Volkswagen ain't no help. I can't believe that car could come out of the factory with a fog light kit and they don't show a bumper cover or mounts or what if it got, I said to the guy one day, I said, what if it got in an accident? The insurance company wants it put back together like it was. You're showing a bumper that don't have the mounts for the fog lights. How are you going to put them back in? I don't know. Not to mention, I found out this is a bastard car. It's part American and part European. Because it's got the European headlights. Because I was going to order some really fancy aftermarket headlights with fancy LEDs and halo lenses around the lights. They wouldn't fit. Because mine has a 2-piece light. It has a headlight and the turn signal. The American version, it's the headlight and turn signal all built into one unit. But it won't fit my car. Even though it looks like it will, it won't fit. Because being built in May of 2000, it's kind of cobbled together. Because if you look at a 2001, it's different from my 2000. Or if you look at a 2002, it's different than my 2001. Typical. An oddball with an oddball car. Kind of fits. I would have liked to have them headlights, though. Oh, they were cool. Can't use them. Yeah, they had a neat LED daytime running light bar at the top of the headlight. And then it had 3 amber LEDs for the turn signal. And then there were halo rings around the headlights that lit up. Can't use it. The front end of that thing would look cool. Not for my car. I got the oddball weirdo. That's all right. I didn't need them anyway. Didn't want to spend that kind of money. Although if they would have fit, I would have. Wouldn't fit. Matter of fact, I really had to thank the girl from the company that was selling them, because I said, they look like they'll fit. She said, send me your VIN number. So I emailed her my VIN number, and she come back and went, nope, they won't fit. They look like they will, but they won't fit. Yeah, I said to her, I said, you know, you got a 360 pictures. The mounts look right. The wiring harness looks right. I said, everything looks right. She said, it won't fit. I said, okay, you're selling them. You don't want to sell them to me. She goes, I'll sell them. You'll return them when you realize I'm telling you they won't fit. I said, oh, well. Man, they would have looked sharp, though. They would have looked sharp. But they wouldn't fit. I mean, I tried every way possible. I said, well, you know, I'll cobble a mount together so that they'll stay in. She said they won't fit. Now, I really like her honesty, because she could have said, oh, yeah, you could probably cobble it together. I'll be more than happy to sell you $300 worth of headlights. But she came right out and said, they won't fit. Although I would have realized that and then sent them back, she was just saving herself headache of having to put them back in stock and then sell them at a discount because the box would have been open. But she was honest as can be. Oh, yeah, these were cool because you have a high beam and a low beam, and they were both what they call angel eyes. And then it had that big LED bar across the top, and then the side was 3 amber LEDs. Oh, it would have looked so cool. Because she told me you can put different color bulbs in the angel eyes. So I would have had green halos and then green headlights. It would have really looked neat. But she didn't want my money, because she knew they'd get returned, because she told me they wouldn't fit. I mean, you don't find too many honest sellers like that nowadays. I could have said, I want them, and okay, I'll ship them to you. She argued with me because I called her. She said they won't fit. Well, what if I modify them out a little bit? She said, well, you could try it, but they ain't going to fit. Okay. Appreciate your honesty. I hope her boss wasn't standing behind her going, hey, your job is to sell parts, not talk people out of buying them. But she knew they'd get returned. Yeah, because we were emailing back and forth. And finally I said, do you have a customer service number I can call and talk to you? She goes, yeah, my name's Joanne. Here's my phone number and extension. So I called her. I said, is this Joanne? Yes. This is the asshole that insists on buying them headlights. They won't fit, sir. Explain why. She said, they won't fit. They look like they'll fit, but not according to your serial number. They won't fit. You have a bastard car. I said, well, I knew that when I bought it. She goes, no. It's in that model change because the 2002 has a nice chrome bar under the grille because the bumper cover's modified. And they added this chrome piece. I can't put that on my car either. I said, of all the cars to buy, I get the bastard model. Although that could possibly be why we can't find fog light mounts. Because it's the bastard model. Yeah, she did everything under the sun to talk me out. Well, like I say, like she said, you'll try everything, and as long as you don't modify the headlight, you can return it. And she goes, I really don't want to ship them out and put them back into stock because we'll have to sell them as an open box and lose money on them because you insist you'll figure out a way of making them fit. They won't fit. I finally had to resign myself to the point they won't fit. But boy, they look cool. Oh, man. I was all excited about them. Because they showed in the picture, like, just with the LED, and then they showed the turn signal, and then they showed the halos, and then they showed the halos with the headlights. I was like, oh, boy. Then she told me they won't fit. I said, okay, I give. I did thank her for her honesty. I said, there are not too many companies nowadays that will literally talk you out of buying something. I said, most of them will give you a line of bullshit. Oh, yeah, they'll drop right in. They'll wire right up. Not. But I hope her boss wasn't standing behind her. Yeah, he'd have been a little upset. Why are you talking somebody out of buying $300 worth of lights? Because they won't fit, boss. Sell them anyway. He'll return them. Then we got to take a loss on them. Oh, okay, tell them they won't fit. Speaking of, you're late. You're late. Your belly alarm just went off? I know. I'm looking at your sad face. Feed me. You're not going to drop over from hunger. With the belly that you've got, you could live for a year off that fat. All right, I'll feed you. Giving me that sad-eyed look. I'm about ready to fall over from hunger, please. Okay.
That's it, I'm through.
All right, people. Thanks for listening to me, bitch. Thanks for putting up with me while I told about headlights that wouldn't fit. We know where, right here, WDWL TV, home of not one, but 2 stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and an Oscar. All right, people. Thanks for being here. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. And we will meet right here again tomorrow night under the sign of the Flashing Grumpy G. Have a great evening. Take care, everyone. See ya, bye. See ya.